Hey there folks, I'm the Mysterious JG. Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy X-2. So, once we exit this cave, we will be overlooking the city of Zanarkand. Now in Final Fantasy X, Zanarkand was kind of a big deal. Our hero Titus started out in Zanarkand, which was this kind of fantasy city full of bright lights and technology where he was an underwater soccer player. And then there was this cataclysmic event. The city got attacked by a monster. He inexplicably got drawn into a strange new world. After surviving without being able to encounter any other humans for a while, he finally found some humans on the... Well, basically, first of all, on a boat, and most of them didn't speak English, but the one girl who did kind of figured he was nuts when he said he was from Zanarkand. That girl was Riku. Because Zanarkand was an ancient city of the dead. Nobody had lived there for thousands of years. And Titus was like, no, Zanarkand's like totally happening and bustling place. I gotta get back there. It must be something different. And of course, Titus would go on to Besaid, where he would meet most of the rest of the cast, including Yuna. He would explain again Zanarkand, and Walk-On Lulu told him that he was like feverish. He had encountered Sin's toxin, and it had, addled his wits because nobody lives in Zanarkand. Zanarkand's dead, blah, blah, blah. Yuna believed him, because Yuna had also heard strange tales about Zanarkand from a certain specific individual. I don't want to get back into all of it, except that if you weren't familiar with Final Fantasy X, our hero spends most of the game traveling towards Zanarkand with a group of people who are expecting to go there and receive the final Aeon as part of their fantasy pilgrimage to fight a horrible monster, but they know of Zanarkand as this ancient dead city with mysterious magical power. And for Titus, it's like, no, it's like a city where people live there. It was my home. So getting to Zanarkand was a pretty big deal, and we expected a lot of our questions to be answered when we finally reached Zanarkand in the first game. So it'll be interesting to see how Zanarkand is treated in Final Fantasy X-2. Sacred city of mystery and wonder. Now we got, oh, this is the summit region. This is where Yuna had her big, well, Yuna and her party had a big boss fight here. Creatures sent to test the mettle of summoners. But, right around here, oh, and this here is where the Faith Cluster was, maybe. I don't remember. I know that this is where Yuna dropped her little spear where she said goodbye to everybody, and Titus found it, and I got to make a Hickory Farms gift box joke. I'm always on the lookout for opportunities to make that joke, and when I get one and miss it, I'm always kicking myself. But now we actually are in... You can see Zanarkand in the background there. Road to the Zanarkand Ruins. Somehow still playing the Gagazette music, so... I guess at some point we must switch over to Zanarkand music, but... I also haven't quite deduced where we would have arrived had we taken the airship here. But yeah, Titus was expecting to see a bustling city. He lost everyone else who said it was an ancient ruin pretty much on the money. I guess this is where Zanarkand officially starts.
This is where we sat that night, the 7 of us. I've never talked about it. I didn't want to share my memories.
But now I'm recording everything.
I wanted to keep that feeling, this place, within me forever.
You could talk to Kamari.
Now look at it.
It's a dump. Well, I suppose now anybody can just come and visit.
Attraction.
Whose idea was that?
Well, I mean, it is a historically important site, You don't get to own Zanarkand. Mission time. Find out who's responsible for this and kill them. Claim the treasure sphere. Treasure sphere waves have been traced to the Zanarkand ruins, once holy ground. Don't be the last sphere hunters to claim the prize. Objective, acquire the treasure sphere. And kooky music plays. Yeah, so the deal with Zanarkand in this game is that although this has it was a place full of tragedy because of all the people who were massacred here in the ancient past, and now it's full of otherworldly, ghostly, magical power, and it's a sacred site on the journey of the summoners. It's now a tourist spot. So you can pay way too much money for bad food, from restaurants set up to appeal to tourists, or you can wander off the beaten path and find lovely little bistros where the locals eat. Your choice. Welcome to Zanarkand. I didn't even press the X button. Weird. See that hill over there with a simply stellar view? What better place to start your fabulous adventure? Basically, she's here to stop us from entering without doing that because please follow the fabulous route we've laid out for all our guests. You're supposed to go up here and trigger a cinema scene, and very sharp-eyed viewers might see that one of those characters up there, models, is someone that you might recognize. It's not this guy. Jimmy, it's too dark for these old eyes to see. Why haven't they installed floodlights? Because it's fucking Zanarkand. It's like, oh my god, you jerk. Floodlights would totally ruin the ambiance. That's where Titus and I sat and we talked and he touched my shoulder and JG made fart jokes. Before the hunt begins, we must snuff out our new environment. Sniff out. Let Spira's finest hunters come. The hunchback Helions will claim the sphere in the end. Oh, okay, so all sphere hunters group themselves into groups of 3 and have a stupid name. So these guys are the hunchback Helions. Gotcha.
Yuna?
Yuna.
You've changed so much I hardly recognize you.
Watch a class go
Remember
off
me?
to defeat you again. Sorry, could you remind me? Of course I remember. I kicked your ass. You tried to stop me from escaping from the Puro Magnifico or whatever the fuck it was called, and I had to like stomp your ass. And then Orin totally dissed you.
It's good to see you again, Isaru.
Your brother's ashamed of you, you know.
I'm honored that you remember me.
Mm-hmm. I tie my bow on the front.
Why are you here?
Ah, yes.
You tied yours on the
I've been
back.
helping Sid with his work.
Psycho Sid?
Don't look at me.
I didn't.
I guide people through Zanarkand, once the most sacred of places.
Now a dump.
People come from all over Spira, sphere hunters too.
They're not people, you see.
Oh,
Ugh. What the heck is Pop thinking?
Miss Makina always
I
fail when you
can
need 'em
see
most.
this is upsetting you,
But I don't care.
but this is a place of great historical importance for all of Spira.
I don't care.
I know, but still. I never wanted anyone else to stand there.
But maybe after you're dead, we'll
Yuna?
make a tourist attraction there.
Nothing. Forget it.
You weren't the first summoner to
If you
come here.
say
They let
so.
you come.
Ah, I must be getting to work now. Please, take care, Yuna.
Oh, good. All the tourists are gone. Well, oh, never mind. So, basically, this is the spot where Titus stared off into the distance in the opening credits sequence of Final Fantasy X. Now Yuna gets to stand here and ponder the fact that there's an Arby's across the street from the Sacred Temple. I don't know why I picked on Arby's in particular. It's the idea that, yes, now there's like fast food, there's a gift shop. I mean, yeah. Now can I go through, bitch? Great city leveled 1,000 years ago, the final destination of spirit summoners, Zanarkand. Isn't it fabulous? None of you people are interested in open-air ink, huh? Are you really the real deal, Bill McNeil? You know, if you were going to pay somebody to dress as Yuna, this would be the place. You'd have like a big... Oh, they could have like a big Yuna suit. Like, even as a small child, like you would see somebody wearing like a huge like, Grover suit. Or a big, I'm trying to think of who was, like when I was a kid, it would have been like Scooby-Doo and Grover. Some of the ones, like Elmo wasn't really a big thing yet. Shrek or whatever. Like, you know, you go to Times Square and people are wearing these huge suits of kids' characters, and then, you know, parents will take a picture of their kid with this character, and then the person in the suit will ask them for $20. This would be the place if you could do like a Yuna suit that somebody could wear. And just have them hanging around here doing Yuna catchphrases and having her picture taken with kids. I am like touched in the head. You're taller than I pictured. Well, it's the boots. They got lips in them. Hi there. You really don't have a lot of interesting things. They just wanted to have a lot of NPCs. They didn't want to write interesting dialogue for all of them. These Mustio ruins were all they had to show here. The tourists will be bored out of their minds. Whoa. What the fuck, lady? There's like purple magic mist floating through your board. Oh man, someone found a sphere already. We're the vulture wings. We travel throughout the sphere appropriating other people's... Okay, I would imagine, given the names, and no reflection at all on Bobo, if their names are the vulture wings, they're insulting the place where Yuna had like the most important events of her life, and they appropriate other people's spheres. I never knew that there was a group called the Vulture Wings. I never bothered to talk to the NPCs when I wasn't LPing. Unless somebody was marked as, like, you know, unless you knew they were important, I wouldn't talk to them. I'm thinking the Vulture Wings, who are not major characters in our narrative, are probably not supposed to be likable. Oh, I've always wanted to come here. They even schlepped us here with that airship of theirs. I tell you, progress has done wonders for Spira. Oh, so Sid is running like a service where... Okay, that kind of makes sense. I never understood how Sid was supposed to be running the show here. Saru mentioned Sid's in charge. We'll be finding him eventually. But, like, how would he, like, control the rights to access to the place? But, no, the answer is he flies his airship around and ferries people here for a fee. That makes more sense, actually. I'll sell precious spheres at discount prices and live like a king. A rich king, even. It's the best kind to live as. Alright, Hunchback Hellions. The sphere will be ours. Okay, it's Hunchback Hellions again. Should have probably realized. We're not going to get cursed or nothing for trotting on holy soil, are we? Well, I mean, if it was up to me. Well, that's no problem. Just equip accessories to make you immune to curse. Well, I know I have to talk to you guys. Hey, get your air on. Open air. Oh, wait a minute. We saw goons. Holy crap. And we didn't get to talk to Riku anyway.
Taro, Hana, you ready?
Tora.
What was the clue again? Come on, it's key. All right, let's head out.
Question
Yes, sir.
is the name of any character you're supposed to recognize. New characters, they tell you the name. Fiends prowl our fabulous domes, and don't forget to stock up on supplies. What a fabulous idea. So we can buy craft from her. None of it is even the slightest bit interesting, so we won't bother with it. There are fiends inside the dome. I'm so not into that. And, yeah, there are fiends in the dome. I'm trying to decide, should I keep the thing equipped? Yeah, what the fuck. We can come back here and fight these fiends later if I want to.
Which way? That way. Yes.
But I want to point out for the record, this is in fact a place that has enemies in it, and you have to fight them, and if you're not very good at the combat mechanics, or if you didn't gain enough levels previously, the enemies here are harder than the ones outside of Bavel, and it is in fact, I mean, it's meant to be challenging. I'm running around with the charm bangle, ignoring all the combat, so you just kind of, look, he has shifty eyes. You kind of are left wondering, what is the point of this game? There doesn't appear to be any challenge at all. Yeah, it's because I got the charm bangle. Otherwise, you'd be fighting enemies and burning through potions and doing your regular fantasy stuff where, you know. Okay, so there was no point coming up here. There must have been a treasure chest up there in Final Fantasy X to make that worth the time. Alright. Moving on. Are we gonna get to talk to this kid?
Lady Yuna!
Get her!
Do you remember me?
Of course I do. You're the younger of the two white brothers and the brothers that has a black brother. Never mind. I'm getting too caught up on that, especially considering that there's a real good chance that either Asaru or this kid are supposed to be Asian. You've probably got 3 major ethnic groups represented.
Your posse.
I didn't actually remember his name.
You remembered me.
But Yuna did, so that's fine.
This is Hana, and this is Taro.
Taro's like, why the fuck did you choose Hana
Nice
first?
to meet you, Lady Yuna.
Ooh.
What are you doing here? There are fiends around.
Hana's like, I didn't get to introduce myself. What the hell?
Fiends? Ha! Uh-huh, that's right. We're sphere hunters.
And we have a charm bangle.
The Kindergardians! The Kindergardians!
Riku thinks it's awesome. Pain,
You
I
here
think
on
she's
some
supposed to be
kind of treasure
laughing.
hunt?
Sure.
So key must be a clue to finding the treasure.
Hey, no fair!
Uh-huh, that's right. Shh. We paid 15 whole gil for that.
You dumb buck.
Come on, let's go.
Before she gets any more info out of you, you blabbermouth.
Kindergardians, move out.
We have to set up an ambush to get the gull wings
See
further
you
down the
later,
path.
Yoda.
Take all their stuff.
15 gil for a clue?
Well, at least they're able to buy a clue. That's more than you could do, Pain. Boom! Oh, I just owned that character from this game. Boom. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, what's the point in changing anybody's setup if there will be a boss eventually that we won't be able to avoid fighting, but actually towards that end I should probably have somebody who's in a thief so that I can steal from the boss. Yeah, we'll go with you. Why not?
Come in, come in. Do you read me?
Well, right here. They're even doing their
Oh, hey, I wanted to double check
moving
that
around
clue.
animations.
It's Mon, right? Nah, it's just that I heard some kids saying it was Key.
Good thing he can speak beep language.
Yeah, I figured it was Mon. Over and out.
The clues are Key and Mon.
What? The gull wings?
And there's a monkey, in case you haven't figured it out. If you're not faster on the uptake than Yuna... Well, Riku figures it out faster than Yuna. Holy crap. So the game does not allow you to not figure it out for yourself. It has Riku tell you. So that's... yeah. You'll find out why they call me Revolver. So these are revolvers. We're finding out why they call them revolvers. I'm stealing from them just for the hell of it. Grabbing some budget grenades. I gotta check. If I have 99 budget grenades, then I need to stop. I believe their rare steel their rare steel is 2 budget grenades, which makes it
Come again.
not worth using MP to steal rare items. As you see, you occasionally get the rare item steal even without spending the MP, but yeah, I should double check. What is my quantity of budget grenades? And the answer to that, I'm just looking for items that are grayed out. 66. So in fact, no, I'm not actually maxed out for budget grenades. I have more than I'll ever use, but I am capable of carrying more. And again, unless I get to Act 3 and suddenly realize I need more money, I've got that mechanic with Shopkeep and Awaka, who, as Bobo pointed out, really should really should have a little discussion and figure out how to do a little market research, figure out what's going on, and maybe even do a little price collusion. But yeah, this place really is fabulous. Such majestic beauty. Hey, you aren't sphere hunters, are you? Yeah, we are actually. Yep. It doesn't matter what you say. So let's lie. No, just dress. You lie as badly as you dress. Oh, I'm sorry we're not as dressed as well as you, Mr. Goon. So yeah, I'll steal from everybody just for the hell of it. Of course, in the meantime now, Pain's probably not learning anything. In that case, we killed the thing off before she could steal from it, so just a disaster all around. Yeah, she's way too slow to be a good thief.
Show me your goods.
Show me your goods. Stuff keeps getting killed before she can steal from it. Poor Pain. Meanwhile, Yuna actually learned Delay Buster, which is not a bad technique. Oh, she's working on Assault, and then we'll have to find her something else to do, because she's actually, Well, you know, hey, I actually can learn stuff as a gun mage. It's just I was way off base. I didn't realize. Yeah, you do have these stupid little attacks that are like strong against specific enemy types. It's the blue bullet is still the main thing, and that's the blue magic you learn from. But that's also the class that learns scan, which is useful. Allows user to rotate targets when casting scan. Actually, we probably should have somebody learning this stuff. And considering that this is... I don't feel like I'm representing the feel of the game by going around never actually needing to use... never going into combat, so... Okay. Got Adamantite from the Creature Creator minigame, and it's way, way overpowered for this stage of the game. It's fire and ice. I think I'll add death to attacks and skills. Raises magic and magic defense. Fire, ice, lightning, Still of the Night, Helios Guard, Unerring Path, Equip Itchy Proof. Oh, this is the one that, yeah, it can prevents all sorts of status ailments, but only if you go around. Like, it's good for boss battles. We have to switch your stuff all over the place. Yeah, we'll go with Protection Halo. It gives you like very minor little defense bonuses. So we'll throw a Thief in the middle, and we'll have Gun Mage, Warrior, Gunner, and at some point I need to start learning white magic stuff too. So we'll get everybody going on that grid, and we'll actually do some fighting here. And we'll have Yuna start learning gun mage stuff. Although we'll switch her over to gun mage so you guys can see the animation. Riku, in the meantime, is still learning regular old gunner stuff. So we could make her a gunner wearing, of course, as somebody pointed out, her assless chaps and half-dress. Because that's the key part of the whole gunner ensemble. And, I guess we had you as a thief. We'll make you a gun mage, and then you'll switch over to thief, so that everyone, again, can see that. Config. Sphere changes set to normal. Alright. Here we go. Let's see if we can get in a... Well, we've got mandatory battles that Charm Mega wasn't helping us avoid anyway. I never dreamed of picking on little kids. Yeah, we're not little kids, though. But oh, I've dreamed of picking on you. And then they make weird monkey noises. So we'll switch her away from that, and we'll switch you to that, and you can just kill stuff. So the gunner mage has kind of a similar outfit to a gunner, but slightly more plausible, I guess. I don't know. It just looks like a high slit dress. While Yuna's switching out of her leathers and into whatever. Yeah, it's just a dress with a really high well, no, it's actually pretty much a half.
Prepare for a phantasmagoric panoply of magical power. Your abilities will be mine.
Uh-huh. We can scan stuff. Is she not going to scan? Alright, she's going to scan. An underling in the LeBlanc Syndicate, he gets more respect than the standard goons. Wait, why? But his salary is still lousy. Even teamed up with others, he's pathetically weak. He's immune to Curse and Itchy. So that's good to know. We don't have any blue bullets. But if anybody does happen to use something on us here... Oh, I should have made her scan the Shigun. Well, we'll have our chance.
So what's your weakness?
Oh, Dove Bars, I love them. An underling of the Black Syndicate, she gets more respect than the Shiguns. I guess there's Higuns, Shiguns, Mr. Goon, Miss Goon. But her salary's so lousy, she can use potions, but let's face it, she's doomed. You must know you are doomed. So they're at the same level, using roughly the same equipment. I'm curious now. Yuna has defense of 52, strength of 52, defense of 45. So it's a little bit weaker than a regular gunner as in Riku, although the attack is higher. That might have to do with their equipment. Well, no, the Silver Bracer doesn't do anything to that. It doesn't, yeah. So it looks like a Gun Mage has slightly better attack, slightly weaker defense for some reason. Agility is about the same, and they have about the same evasion. And then compared to a Thief, Thief's going to have higher agility and evasion, lower defense, lower strength. Okay, so I guess if I really wanted a meaningful comparison, I'd have to have a physical class. But yeah, so Gunner and Gun Mage are kind of analogous stats. And there's a treasure chest that's just open already. Treasure survives, 100 gil per chest. They're so fabulous, we're all sold out. Okay. Hey, it's the fat guy guild. Spear Hunter group. Special ruins would be a little more impressive. They're ruins! So, when I was in Afghanistan, I had a couple R&R trips. I took one of them to Japan with Bobo, and I think that's known to the peoples who watch our channels. But one of my R&R trips was to the UK, and I was on a bus tour with a bunch of other tourists. So it was mostly other Americans, as I recall, but there were people from other parts of the world as well. Yeah, it's just like an English language bus tour. And they will take you to, like, you'll be driving from one, like, city where they've got, like, stuff all worked out for you to do to another. So some of the time it's just kind of spent on the road with not a whole lot going on. And they'll drive you, and then they'll stop someplace where it's like, you know, just to get you out of the bus. Like, you know, there's some places you got to go if you're on a bus tour of the UK. You have to go to Stonehenge. You know, you have to go to Bath. If you're doing the whole UK, you've got to go to Glasgow. You know, you start in London, and you circle around, and then you come back, and you finish the tour in London. That's kind of how this company did it. And you know, driving probably from Stonehenge to Bath, or something where it was like not, you know, it's a big. I think we went through Cardiff too, or certainly we were at some place in Wales where there was like historical stuff to look at. I don't remember the details of it, because really I was just excited about not being in Afghanistan. But it's with other American tourists, and I was kind of, it's my personality, I was kind of keeping it to myself for the most part. But when you're on bus tours like this, they'll have like highlights. Oh, we're gonna drive for a couple hours in the morning, and then we'll get to this city in time for lunch, and then we've got a whole bunch of activities planned, and then the evening you can go out and do your own thing. But there's an optional evening activity, or you can go out and do something on your own, and blah blah blah. And but sometimes there'll be a lot of driving, and sometimes they'll come up with stops that aren't really all that exciting. They'll actually be bus stops, like, you know, like rest areas, we call them in the U.S. Or sometimes it'll just be like, okay, well, here's a town where we can stop and get lunch, and there's you know, like England's oldest continually functioning I don't know, bakery is here, you know, and you can go see that, and there's some plaques to read, and oh, there's a church here that's been around since whatever, and there's no huge historical significance here, but it's been intact for a really long time, and there's some neat architecture to look at, and you'll just have stuff like that. Not everything is going to be Stonehenge or, you know, Windsor Palace. Some of the sites you'll go to see are just, it's like a little bit of filler. It's to give you the bus has to stop, give people a chance to get out, stretch their legs, use the bathroom, And if you don't need to use the bathroom and you're not hungry, here's a historical site. It's kind of like a minor thing that you can look at or whatever. So I remember getting off the bus, and it's like, well, you know, we're gonna be on the road for like 4 hours the next time we get in the bus. So want to give everybody a chance to stretch your legs and go do some stuff. And it's just free time, just, you know, and relax and enjoy yourself. And couples could go off and just sit and have a cup of coffee together and just relax and. You know, so they're like, if you're looking for something to look at, there's some old Roman ruins out here. Of course, tomorrow we'll be seeing Bath, which are much more impressive Roman ruins, but, you know, it's just something for you to look at. And there's a nice downtown area with some shopping, whatever. So, along with this other American couple, this older American couple, I walk off to see the Roman ruins at this town because, you know, we don't really have anything prescribed to do with our time. And we go out and see these Roman ruins, and there's just basically, it's like, there's a little bit of foundation left, and then there's like a plaque explaining how old this was and how long it had been there. And I swear, I may have told this story before in another LP, but I'm standing with these American tourists, and we're in the United Kingdom, and we're looking at just some kind of crumbled up, crumbly rocks that were foundations of some Roman building. And there's really not a whole heck of a lot to see. And this guy goes, man, I'm really disappointed by these ruins. And I was like, well, what do you mean? If they're like, it's just thousands of years old, it's just some foundation stones. It's like, I mean, you know, the wife and I were in Rome last year for our vacation, and there's just much more impressive Roman ruins there. And I was dumbstruck. Like, thinking back, I always want to say I said, oh yeah, well, I mean, we've got better Roman ruins than these back in America. But I honestly don't remember if I said that or if I thought of that later. I don't remember. But it's just like, what do you say when somebody goes and looks at like ancient ruins? They're like, these ancient ruins aren't that impressive. What the fuck, you want them to do tricks? This building's been standing for 1,000 years. Yeah, but it's kind of beat up looking. I mean, you know. Anyway, that was a long-winded story, but the point I'm getting at is it kind of tickles me to come to this section. Yuna's like her most heart-wrenching memories are of this place, because she was coming here to sacrifice her own life, but then she found out here in this very building that what she had been journeying and questing for was a lie. That she was willing to sacrifice herself to save her people, but this path that had been laid out for her was always false, because there was never any hope that this would actually save the world permanently. And it started her and her party down the road where they did defeat sin permanently, but at the cost of the one she loved the most. And it's this very important place for her. And meanwhile, there's some fat dude whose midriff showing is like, man, these ruins are pretty boring. I was expecting these ruins to be a whole lot cooler. We got way better Roman ruins than these back in America. I went to Rome and saw Roman ruins there, man. They were way better than these Roman ruins. Anyway, it's like going to Busch Gardens. Like, man, that Roman rapid ride was sure fun, but they weren't very impressive ruins. I thought the Romans could have built much better water-themed water-themed amusement park rides than this. Alright, folks, I'm getting silly now. And you know what that means. It means it's time to call it a video. When we come back, we are going to delve further into the ruins in Zanarkand and maybe, just maybe, actually complete this hotspot. Now that we know the key, thanks to the brilliant intellect of Riku, we know that the password is monkey. I'm the Serious JG. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.